Hello there, friends, and welcome to day 15. Yes, the halfway point of our little 30-day zero updates challenge here on the island of Muddle Through. You can see I planted a bunch of bamboo last night. We're going to be making some custom codes today, but we got a few of our dailies to get out of the way first. We're going to check our beach for the bottle. We're going to collect up some money because we do have another inclined kit in our pocket that we're going to go place somewhere. Hopefully, and lots of other fun things to get done. So I have a question for you. All right, so I brought these palm trees down here and planted them back on the beach. Oh, here's our bottle. Because they were not growing up in our little area that we made. So please tell me, it was a thing, or it is a thing? I should go into one of my other islands and check that you could put sand up on the island anywhere and plant palm trees in it and grow them, right? Well, apparently that is not included on this card, so we cannot grow palm trees anywhere except for the beach right now. So we're gonna have to put bamboo everywhere, which is why I planted these other 10 bamboo shoots that we had in storage, so they can grow up and make some more, and then we can plant some more, because we're gonna need a lot to cover this half of the island if we can't use palm trees. I did even try bringing a fully grown one over to our little sandy area in the neighborhood, and it wouldn't let me plant it there, so I guess we are bamboo on the inland here. Oh, another director's chair. That's cool. Okay, I don't think I pointed out that I added some little pansies to our riverside cookout over here. It's looking very bright and cheerful, and I like this spot for sure. And then down here in our neighborhood area, I planted some bamboo because we gotta have the bamboo. And now that one's not growing, which I might have planted this other one too close to it. Okay, we'll figure it out. I'll move it. I also swapped out the pattern on these two chairs, so you can let me know if you like one better than the other, or if we should just leave them one of each. Maybe we could do that. I'm gonna put this bamboo right here, see if we can get it to grow right there. I don't know why stuff's not growing around here. We did have a suggestion for some picnic tables and like food on this side, so we'll see what we can do about that. Let's see what Nooks has today. Okay, I see the tin bucket. We're definitely not going to need a wrestling figure. We have one of these, but in a different pattern. Should we get this pattern? I don't know. If we really need like more than one of those. We'll buy this though. For in the house. And see if we have any other flowers in the cabinet today. Nope, still got the tulips in here. Okay, well, I don't know if we're going to be able to get any more. We need to get somebody to leave so we can do some more hunts and try to find a hybrid island. And I totally forgot to get our gift from Gulliver out of the mailbox here yesterday, so let's see what he sent us this time after he was here washed up on the beach. Oh, a pigtail. Yeah, we definitely will not be using that. Okay, and I ordered another garden lantern because we have one somewhere. Let's take these fossils in. Actually, I'm gonna run around and see if I can find any more. We're gonna take this incline over and I'll show you what I've done over here. So I put in the space for Billy's house here. And I think we're going to put the incline in right here. Should I reserve this spot for a natural ramp? I started to put it in last night, but then I was like, okay, so where is this path going that's coming off this thing? So we need to rethink it a little bit. Because here's the thing. So this path is the one coming from this incline, and I think it'd be fine to have it going down here. And I think the problem was because I was having Billy's house trying to match up with the path that those other ones were on, but we need a path that comes down this way. So I don't know. We might move Billy's house down to fit on that, but then this river's in the way, so I don't think that's going to work. I guess we could leave it where it is and just have the path going over in front of his little yard garden, and then he'd just have this piece going over to his house. I don't know. I feel like I'm still trying to figure that one out. I was kind of looking for another place for Billy's house to go. Oh, we got another ball. Okay, we got one yesterday too, and it was just like a plain white volleyball. I keep hoping that we're going to get the beach ball, but not so far. Okay, so let's run up here and look. This is the neighborhood, the upper neighborhood. Dottie's in here, Pearl's in here. Oh, we gotta fix her path there too. I threw these pink windflowers up here and some cat grass in her yard. And if we can get our custom codes done, maybe we'll build our little pond. I cleared this off so that we could build our little pond in the peninsula. Oh, that's the other thing, guys. I think we should buy some turnips today. Daisy May's up there. We haven't bought turnips before. You're always guaranteed, like, at least a small spike the first time that you buy them. So I think that we should spend a few 100,000 bells on some turnips, get some money back. Also, while we're in here, I need to correct myself because, as one of you pointed out, I was in the wrong screen for the search before. So we do actually have the search here. We can search for things. You just can't do it from in here. So, yeah, I was wrong about that one. I was looking in the wrong place. Okay, vertical board. Should we get the spiky fence? I don't really think that I would use that anywhere. So I'm not going to use some of our miles for it. But we are going to use some of our miles for this custom design pro editor since we're going to be making some codes today. I've got the pro edition of the custom designs app now. I'm gonna make my debut as a pro designer. Okay, so let's see what that added exactly. Edit palette colors, perfect. We totally need that. And create pro custom designs. Okay. Which means we can make shirts and hats now and stuff. Okay, cool. We have Nook Miles. What do we have Nook Miles for? Taking care of flowers. Nice. Alright, let's go ahead and get these fossils taken care of so they're up off the ground over here. And we can get some more bells from that too for turnips. We were able to donate 2 more fossils and we got another one of these for our collection. So that's cool. By the way, one of the villagers gave me this shirt, which is why we're wearing it today. If you were wondering, like, what's up with that outfit? It's from a villager. We just thought we'd humor them. I can't remember which one gave it to me either. I feel like it was Ozzy. It was probably Ozzy. And you guys, I still keep losing nooks since we moved here. Oh my goodness. I have lost Daisy May. I cannot find her anywhere. She's somewhere here on the island. Oh my goodness. I started to take a couple 100,000 bells out of the bank to buy turnips, but I figure, like, if we're gonna do this, let's just do it. So I took out 500,000 bells. So I'm just gonna buy, let's see how much we have in our pocket. Like the 500,000 plus 78. I'm just gonna buy as many turnips as she lets me as soon as I can find her, which I may have to go and do after the other stuff. I might have to do it later. Oh my goodness. I have no idea where she went. I saw her up on that second tier, but I've looked all over and she is like nowhere. So we're gonna get on to our other stuff. And one of that stuff is making some custom codes. So let's go in here. Oh, let's get our Nook Miles first, because they did hit a rock. Okay, but let's go in here, and I kind of started one yesterday just to have it in here, but I couldn't change the colors, so I kind of paused there. So I'm gonna work on getting some of these colors, what we're looking for making some path. Okay, so I am doing these colors. I am looking at a path that I've already made on my forever island, and I am totally stealing the colors because it took me so long to get them just right, and we don't have that much time on this island. So okay, so there's one of the browns we're going to be using, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's our background color. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 6 from this end, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's our other accent color. Those are the 3 colors. It looks like I only used 3 colors on the path that we made before. So we need to fill all with this first background color. So I'm kind of using the method that Froggy Crossing used in her 30-day challenge to make a path here. So what she did was just she put down the background color. So basically what she did was just swirled this thing around and hit the A button, and you just like move it all over the place, hit the A button here and there. We're just adding some little accents in here, everywhere, a little bit of here and there. And we're gonna do this a few times, like just swirl it all over, whatever. And then we're gonna do it with the other accent color. And then we might do this color again. I mean, you can keep this held down and kind of do it, but it does get to fill in a lot, which maybe that's what we need right now for these first couple passes. And I'm doing this from memory too, so if this is not exactly how she did it, well, it's how we're doing it. All right, so then we're gonna pick that second color and we're gonna just kind of do the same thing, just go all over the place. A little bit of here, a little bit of there. And we're just gonna keep doing that a few times until we have some accent and stuff filled in here. And obviously it's not gonna look all super swirly by the time we're done. So I'm gonna do this a few times and then we'll come back. Okay, so that gets it kind of random. Then we're gonna go back to the background color and we're gonna do it again just to get some of this like excess out of here. Try to make sure there's not any like too big spots of any particular color. Try to break those up. And then we're gonna lay it down on the ground to see, like, you know, if there's anything we need to touch up. And especially checking the edges. If we're gonna make like a 9-piece path, we need to make sure that the edges look really nice. Okay, so we're gonna start with this. Actually, I'm gonna fix these edges a little bit because I know there's like big blobs of gray there. I'm calling it gray, it's whatever color it is. Okay, we don't want big blobs of any color. Okay, so let's call this done. We're calling it, I've just called it ground. And unfortunately, I will not that anyone's gonna want this, but I will not be able to upload it because we're not using the internet. All right, so what we're gonna do then is we're gonna come over here and we're going to just lay down 9 pieces of it just to make sure that it looks nice and you can't see the edges too much. Like if the edges are super obvious when you lay it down. Yeah, there are definitely a few spots where you can see like where the corners are that we might want to touch up a little bit. All right, so we're gonna go back in and touch that up. Okay, yeah, I see where it is. So let's grab our background color. We're just gonna break up these big spots of like this dark color over here. And I'm actually gonna take that dark color and there's kind of like a big space here that doesn't have any. So we're just gonna break up some of that gray there. And you can go in here and I mean, you can touch up as much as you want. But you can definitely, like you can look at the little sample over here that's moving and kind of see, like see how in that upper right corner, there's kind of that big blob of the dark color. We wanna break that up. We don't want any big blobs. Okay, there we go. I probably got way fussier with it than I needed to. I spent way too much time on this. Okay, but there we go. Now we have a nice, pretty, like you can't really see the edges. It looks like a nice little spot. Okay, so then what we do is we want to move this. I'm going to swap its spot and I'm going to put it right here. This is our centerpiece. So then what I'm going to do is copy it. I'm going to copy it above. I'm going to copy it all the way around. Okay, and then I'm going to pick this up, except for the one in the center. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to lay these down in order. So we already have the center one. That would have been number 1. So we'll lay this one. And then it goes to the right and to the left. And to the right, and to the left. And this is just gonna make it, oops, we go right, left first. This is just gonna make it so that I can work on these pieces and see how they look immediately. Okay, so we've got our little square again. So now we're gonna go in like to this top piece for instance. We're gonna change the design. Okay, and this is where I'm gonna add in more colors, and I'm just gonna put them on this end because we're gonna need some darker colors for the edges. So this one goes here. So first thing we're gonna do is go in here with our transparent. So this was the very top piece. So we have to decide, like, say we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces down. Okay, and then we're just gonna go in here and like create our, oh well, okay. We gotta, if we decide on 5, we gotta make sure it starts at 5. But then we can take this and like just make some little, you know, dippy-doos in here. We're creating an edge, and it can go up above this too. We're just gonna mess around with this a little bit, create a little edge for this. We just want to make sure that the edges are always like at that 5. If we want to add, you know, a little extra here or there, we can, but then we're gonna go in with these darker colors, like starting with the darkest one on the very edge and just kind of go along the very edge. I haven't done this in so long, you guys. I haven't made my own patterns in so long. It is definitely a time-consuming process, especially for me. Like, I spend so much time just choosing the colors. It's ridiculous. All right, we're gonna put one here. And like I said, you've got your little preview down there, so you can totally see what it's gonna look like. Like, maybe you want to put another dark piece there around that little hole that's in it. Okay, so then we go in with our second darker color and just kind of go along the edge of that. And you know, you can create any little shape you want here with it. We're just getting it, whoops, we're just giving it an edge to define it when you put it down on the ground so it doesn't like blend in super well with the ground. Okay, so yeah, we can get an idea of what that looks like here, and so you can kind of see where you can like just mess with it a little bit and kind of see, oh, if I put one here, what's it look like? If I put one here, what's it look like? Because you can put that one there because we're going in with a third color, just a little bit lighter on this edge. And the nice thing is, if you are running around your island once you get it done and you're like, oh, that looks terrible, you can go in and change it anytime you want. It's right there at your disposal. Okay, let's go out and see what it looks like. Ta-da! Little edge, little edge of our path. So then all we gotta do is go back in here with all the rest of these and do the same thing. You're gonna make your corners the same way by putting that transparent all around the corner. You just want to make sure that your little points meet up at that 5 point or whatever number you decided on. I like to have it a little away from the edge so that it looks a little smaller. So I'm going to go and do that with all the rest of these, and then we will have a path to use. But before we do that, let's see if we can make a puddle. Okay, I'm going to try to pick a palette with like some blues that don't look like someone drew it on the ground with a crayon or something. I have a picture here that I'm kind of using as a guide of a puddle that I have on my forever island. But I can't look at it, so we're just doing this on we're just going with it. We're just going with it. We're gonna make this we're just gonna get the general shape in here. And this is going to be our outside color. This is our lightest color. We are going to add like some white in here too, but this is just like the shape of our puddle. This is the worst looking puddle ever. Oh my goodness. Does this look like does this look like something that someone spilled? Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay. That's a pretty puddly shape, right? Isn't it? Oh, this one has 4 colors. Well, we only have 3 right now. I'm gonna mess with these colors later, and I'm gonna make one that's lighter to go around the very edge. Please do not use this as a puddle making tutorial. This is like gonna be the worst puddle in the history of ever. Okay, well, that's what we're doing at the moment. To be continued. Oh my goodness. Most unrealistic puddle ever. Let's see how bad it looks on the ground. Well, if you can't have fun. You know what? It's not that bad, actually. That color in the middle is kind of dark, but it's not the worst puddle I've ever seen. Okay, not too bad for some quick work. Those colors actually turned out not looking terrible. So where did we say that we were going to use a puddle? Let's put one right here. I mean, if you can't have fun doing this, what can you do? Okay, so yeah, see, there's a little bit of water around our bucket. This pattern is doing its job. Okay, all right, I'm happy with that. I am still gonna mess with it a little bit later probably, but we got that. All right, I want to do like a couple more. So let's see if we can get ourselves like some little stones and maybe some flowers. Okay, so we're in here again to do the stones. And again, like guys, if I've already done the work, I don't see the point in trying to do this again. Like I'm copying a pattern from my Forever Island of some rocks that I made. So I'm just putting in the colors now. Yeah, I started with the palette that just went like with all the grays and white and black, and so I'm gonna put these colors in, and then we're going to just like make the rocks that I have already figured out. Okay, well there we go. It's not exactly. I skipped a rock or two. Just put them in places and just kind of chose the colors, whatever. Looked good to me at the moment, so. But it's just nice to have some little stones to throw in here and there, you know, around the forest. And I did the same pattern on my other one. I did the same pattern in like some pastel-y colors for something to throw down on the beach. So let's do this. Let's copy this one, put it over here, and we'll change this design. And I think pretty much all I did was change the palette at that point and, you know, choose something, what looks like something you might see on the beach. That's not some bad colors for like beach glass or something. Let's see, maybe that would look good on the beach. So we'll keep that one in mind. Or that one, that's got some fun colors. We could even do this in 2 or 3 different colors if we wanted. Yeah, I see a lot of these. I see several of these that I feel like could work in a little beach situation. But let's do this one, definitely. Probably this one with some of those blues and greens and sandy colors in it. And I mean, we can use those around. If we did some of those with like the darker green on them and stuff, then you could put them up in the forest, like there was moss on the rocks or something. So, okay, so we have a path in the works. We have a puddle, we have some stones, we need some flowers. Okay, and I don't know how good I am at making flowers either, but we're gonna try. Let's just go with this. Is that really dark? Is that one really dark? Let's just try this. We're just gonna make a few little flowers. It's not gonna look like a flower. Oh dear. Okay, well, it's gonna be something colorful on the ground, and that's what we're going for. I might have to work on this one a little later too. When I make custom designs, I spend like so many hours on them. So many. All right, let's put one there. Let's put one. Yeah, this does not look like a flower at all, but it's what we're going to use right now. This looks like actually it should go on the beach like a little washed up starfish or something. Maybe it is going to be a washed up starfish. Yeah, that definitely looks like a little a little starfish. So maybe we'll use that one on the beach, and I'll just change the name of it. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's try something. Let's try something a little simpler for the flowers. They do not look like flowers. I don't think they're gonna look like flowers, but sometimes it looks better on the ground than it does in. Okay, so that's not bad. They're tiny little flowers, but they kind of look like flowers, so we could definitely use something like that. I mean, I definitely would fill it in with more than just 5 or something, but I might, you know, try to step up my game a little bit there and make something a little bit better too. All right, so we have some patterns going. We're gonna move that little starfish down. We're gonna go try the beach ones over here. Let's see what they look like. Here's the starfish. And I might touch that up a little bit too. If it's gonna be a starfish, I feel like we need to change the colors a little bit maybe. But here's our little beach stones. Yeah, I think those are gonna look really cool on the beach. So obviously we would spread them out a little bit more so they're not always right next to each other. But yeah, those are fun and colorful and whimsical, all the things that I like. So I think we can definitely use some of those along the beach and in the sandy areas that we decide to put in around here too. So yeah, and well, actually they might even look kind of cool just on the grass. Let's see what they look like on the grass. Not quite as good on the grass. I think we'll keep those ones on the sand. But we do have, oh wait, did we look at the other stones on the grass? Yeah, those look good in the grass. And those will be good for like up in the forest and stuff too. Okay, so there we go. We've got a few custom codes we can use now. We can scatter here and there. But right now, our last project of the day, whew, we are going to go over here and build a little pond for Jacques because we took away his pond. And also, when we get over here, we totally need to be thinking about where the community space for this neighborhood is, because that's one of our goals, is to have 2 neighborhoods with a community space. And I was kind of thinking of this as the community space, which means I really would have to come up with somewhere else for Billy's house to go. So I'm thinking about that. That's why his house isn't moved yet, and that's why I didn't put this incline in yet, which I'm pretty sure we're just going to put it right here. But we got to find a spot for Billy somewhere around here. But let's go build a pond. Okay, we'll get our water. I think we're going to kind of keep it toward the bottom. Maybe leave a little bit of room up here for that fishing chair and little fishing rods and stuff that we got from the fishing tourney, which would be super cute. And I really would love it if we could find a cooler. Why do I feel like that little mini cooler is always one of the first items you see in the game, and we haven't seen one yet, so we would have to be on the lookout for one of those, because we definitely want some coolers around here. Can we bring this all the way up here? We really can, but then we can't walk by, so I don't want to do that. I think we need to be able to walk all the way around it for fishing purposes. Okay, there we go. Little pond. That's about the same size and shape as the one that was over there before. So now we have some little stones and things that we can put around it. Put a few stones around the pond here. I think that'll be fun. And I'll bring, or actually I don't have to bring, I think I have some weeds in my pocket that we can add. And, you know, we can go in and create like a couple more designs of these stones, so it's we have 2 or 3 different options and we don't have to keep using the same one every time. Is also something we could do. So let's put down, oh, I dropped my weeds somewhere because I was gonna buy turnips and we still haven't found Daisy May. I gotta find Daisy May. I'm gonna do that as soon as the episode's over. I'm gonna find her and I'm gonna buy so many turnips. Aha! Daisy May! We found her first. Okay, the turnips are 98 bells, which is not a bad price at all, so we're just going to buy as many as we can with the money, the 573,000 bells in our pocket. So, I piled these all around Abel's for some reason. We bought 5,900 turnips at 98 bells, which is 578,200 bells. Let's remember that number so we know how much we made later on. Okay, but I mean, I guess, you know, as long as it's more than 98 per bell, we'll be good. We just have to remember to check the price every day. Okay, let's, oh, I gotta find the rest of the stuff that I was looking for. Okay, here we go. Let's plant some weeds over here, a few weeds. Okay, and then I brought over, let's see, which one should we put in the front? I think we'll put the chair first. Oop, that's the fishing rod stand. So we'll put the chair first, and I'm thinking I might make some little, oh, does that look like it's too close to the edge? Maybe, maybe not. We'll put the fishing rod stand here. And I mean, we'll probably add some more stuff. You know, I am going to move that forward just a little bit. It feels like it's going to fall off the edge. But you can still get there to sit in it. And I did grab a couple pieces of like the vertical board fence, but if we put that anywhere over here, it's going to kind of block our way around. So I don't think we'll do that. But we might find a few more things to add to our little build. Okay, well, probably the miniest build ever. It's just 2 little items and a pond. But thank you guys so much for joining me for another day on Muddle Through. We did spend a lot of the time making custom codes, but that's going to help a lot all over the island. So necessary part of the journey. And we did get a tiny little build in here and some stuff done. And we bought turnips. Lots of turnips. So super exciting stuff. Can't wait to see you in the next one. Have a beautiful day.